and the most wonderful person in the world will be taking my place. Taking my place. Taking my place. Taking my place. Taking my place.
S-A-N-T-A-C-L-A-U-S, for Santa Claus. You spell it S-A-N-T-A-C-L-A-U-S, for Santa Claus. Hooray for Santa Claus. Yay, yay for Santa Claus. He's fat and round, but jumping Jiminy. He can climb down any chimney. When we hear sleigh bells ring, our hearts go ting-a-ling. 'Cause there'll be presents under the tree. Hooray for Santa Claus. Now all year long at the North Pole, he's busy making toys. 'Cause he knows just what you're doing. So you better be good girls and boys. Hang up that mistletoe. Soon you'll hear ho, ho, ho.
'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the
Hold
house...
it now, wait, hold it. That's played out. Hit it!
Ho, 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 ladies and germs. It's Christmas time once again, which means I will be doing the thing that I hate the most, reviewing syndicated comic strip Christmas specials.
Or my nifty tiddlywink set.
Don't you know anything, Jeffy? He's dead.
ABC, have you seen my... Nope.
Doesn't it just warm your heart to see shit like that? It really puts me in the Christmas mood. Well, it looked like the tradition would continue this year, but I decided to say fuck that and go a completely different route. This year I decided to tackle two video game specials, one involving Sonic the Hedgehog and the other involving Super Mario. The first Christmas special is The Adventures of Sonic Christmas Blast. This episode comes from the TV series The Adventures of Sonic, not the original TV series Sonic the Hedgehog. Some people might think that this is a made-up story, but no, this is a real thing. We had two Sonic the Hedgehog shows that existed at the same time. I myself was more particular for the original Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon. To me, it was less goofy than The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, and the theme song was so much better.
Too fast for the naked eye. Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic, he can really move. Sonic, he's got an attitude. Sonic, he's the fastest thing alive.
And if things weren't confusing enough already, it gets even more confusing when you realize that Jaleel White, aka Urkel,
I'm falling and I can't get up.
did the voices of Sonic for both of these shows. No wonder people get confused by this. The only time I ever watched The Adventures of Sonic was when I was channel surfing, and then I would get confused and think that it was the other show, Sonic the Hedgehog. It wasn't until years later that I found a VHS copy of The Adventures of Sonic that I realized that this was a completely different show. I just thought the original show kept going with like new animation and shit. I had no idea. Frankly, I never watched this show because I always thought it looked kind of cheap and like goofy, but not in like a fun way. I think the main reason I didn't watch this show was because by this point I was a teenager and I was onto more sophisticated things like wrestling.
And the Yeti! Wrapped around Hulk Hogan. What in the hell is going on? And who is on whose side?
But all joking aside, upon reevaluation of watching this episode, I actually found myself liking this show. Maybe it's my age and I'm getting old, but I actually found this fun, and it's like, what else do you really need from a show like this? I mean, it's not Hamlet, it's a fucking Sonic cartoon. What else do you really need? The special starts with a very obvious Santa bot telling the audience he's retiring and handing the reins over to Robotnik Claus.
It is with mixed feelings that I come before you today to announce my retirement. I proudly introduce my replacement, your friend and mine, Robotnik Claus!
What I love about this is that Robotnik Claus is so fat that he can barely fit in the clothes that he's wearing. Now, I'm not even sure if these are actually Santa's clothes. I don't know where he got them, but we're gonna go with that they are. But it's not just that everything is too tight, but somehow he managed to only rip one piece of clothing, and that piece just happens to be one of the shoes. That is freaking hilarious to me. With Robotnik Claus now taking over the job of Santa Claus, what evil plans does he have to ruin Christmas?
No mothers allowed on Santa's lap. All mothers must go shop for presents for Robotnik Claus.
And what do you plan to give Robotnik Claus for Christmas?
Me? Give you?
Well, he has a plan, and guess what? It actually kind of succeeds. Robotnik manages to not only kidnap Santa Claus, but steal every fucking present in the world. Hey, he gets beat at the end, but he actually succeeded for a time. That's pretty badass.
Everything! Every doll, every toy, Robotnik Claus stole them all! Just like he stole every present from every store.
So while Robotnik Claus is ruining Christmas, where the hell is Sonic the Hedgehog, you might be asking? Hanging out with his girlfriend Sally.
You got it, Sal. Don't say another word. Our Christmas deal, no presents.
Apparently she's the strong and silent type because in the 2 scenes that she's present in, she never utters a single goddamn word.
Merry Christmas, Sal. Mistletoe.
It's like, what the hell? In the first scene, they cut her off before she can speak a line, and in the second one, they just bury her in gifts. Was the voice actor sick? Or did they not want to pay her for this episode? She literally could have done her lines while she was working on another episode, and they could have just shoved them in there. Talk about wanting to save a buck. Where's the Christmas spirit, guys? The whole entire point of meeting Sally was to set up Sonic's ring.
Nice ring!
Thanks.
What's that squiggle on it mean?
I don't know. Neither did Sal.
Oh, a mystery, huh? I love mysteries.
This ring is pivotal to the plot, so just keep that in mind. Tails and Sonic go to the city and find out Santa's missing, and they decide to go rescue him. In a pretty anticlimactic fashion, they rescue the old fart, but we find out that Santa is completely worthless.
Robotnik Claus is the only person who will get presents this year.
There's gotta be something we can do.
No, Sonic, it's hopeless. Christmas can't happen for anybody else. Robotnik Claus has destroyed it.
The guy completely just rolls over and gives up. He's like, I can't save Christmas. Why would I be able to save Christmas? I'm Santa Claus. I have all these magical powers, but I can't save Christmas. Woe for me, I hate life. Who would want this guy for their Santa Claus? Nobody. That's who. He's completely and utterly freaking useless. It's during this pathetic whimpering that Santa realizes that Sonic has that stupid ring, and with that, he can do, oh, how did Santa put it?
Secret of ultimate velocity.
Ah, right, super speed. Is that not what Sonic already has? The guy goes like Mach 1 normally. How much faster can he possibly go? Fine. All right, we'll play along. How does he unlock super speed, you might be asking? Well, dummy, how do you think? By doing a series of challenges that resembled the X Games. You get biking, snowboarding, and mountain climbing. Oh, and he dodges a polar bear. And as little sense as this makes, he eventually gets that so-called super speed, steals back the stolen presents, and saves Christmas. All the while, Santa has done nothing but sit on his big fat ass with a thumb in his mouth. But he does do one sensible thing when Sonic gets back from saving his ass.
In fact, I think that Robot Santa was right. It's time for me to retire and turn my job over to you.
Me?
Wow! That's great! Now you're Sonic Claus!
Sonic Claus!
You're damn right you better make him Santa. Hell, you better get down and worship the fucking ground he walks on. Not only did he save you, he saved Christmas for everyone while you were wallowing in self-pity.
And he wishes all of you a Merry Christmas!
And that was Sonic Adventure's Christmas Blast. From there, let's just go right into our next special, Koopa Claus, from the Super Mario Super Show. The Super Mario Super Show mixed live action with a cartoon for each episode. The live action portions of the episode would have their own story that usually featured some celebrity. But since this episode's sequence had nothing to do with Christmas, there is absolutely no reason to talk about it. If it was the Roddy Piper episode, then maybe I would make an exception, but it's not. It's the kid from Family Ties that's not Michael J. Fox, so who really cares? The only thing that's worth noting is that they spelled the kid's name wrong. They have it listed as Brian Bonsell, but it's actually Brian Bonsall. Yeah, it's not really that big of a deal, and frankly, I should shut my mouth because yours truly here can't spell the word subscribe either. What the fuck is subscribe? God, am I a douchebag. Mario was portrayed here in the live action sequences and voiced by the late great Captain Lou Albano of wrestling fame.
It's not that I hide, it's just that I'm smart. I'm like a snake, baby. I move and groove. I can get behind Mr. Saito. I can get behind Mr. Fuji, and I can be the guiding light. I can film, I can watch, I can look for weaknesses. I can turn Mr. Saito into a maniac killer.
I gotta tell you, Captain Lou will always be the only Mario in my book, so you can fuck right off, Bob Hoskins. Captain Lou was so believable at being Mario. I mean, hell, the guy was born in Italy and lived in New York City. Can you get any closer than that? Now that I'm done talking about Captain Lou, the only other thing that I want to mention is the theme song. It's awesome.
Yo, you're in for a treat, so hang on to your seat. Get ready for adventure and remarkable feats.
And because this was actually an hour-long show, the Super Mario cartoon has its own theme song, which is also awesome.
Yo, it's the Mario Brothers, and plumbing's the game. Found the secret water zone while working on the drain. Lend the princess a hand in the mushroom land. Join the action with the plumbers, you'll be hooked on the brothers.
We start the special immediately by hearing Koopa Claus reveal his plan to end Christmas.
I'm off to the North Pole to drop those bombs on Santa's workshop. I'll freeze the North Pole, and everyone will have a very unmerry Christmas.
So his plan is to freeze the North Pole? Wouldn't the North Pole be technically frozen year-round because it's in the North Pole? This plan is immensely stupid. He makes Dr. Robotnik look smart. And that's fucking saying something.
What is the meaning of this? What happened?
You know, as I watched these two specials, it occurred to me that Robotnik Claus was missing something. And the answer was simple. A catchphrase. And guess who's got one? Koopa Claus.
Bah, hum coop. Bah, hum coop on Christmas. Bah, hum coop. Bah, hum coop. A bah, hum coop. A bah, hum coop.
Now, I never said it was good, but at least you could put it on a t-shirt.
Bah, hum coop.
We meet back up with Mario and gang who show up at the North Pole having taken the wrong pipe near Albuquerque.
Mario, I got a funny feeling we are not in Hawaii land. What's going on, Toad? You were in charge of getting us here.
I guess I made a wrong turn at the last iceberg.
You know, I'm just gonna come out and say it. I hate Toad. I can't stand his fucking irritating, shrill voice.
Hey, as long as we're here, why don't we pay a visit to Santa's workshop?
Every time this fucker opens his mouth, I keep hoping someone will punch him in his pudgy little fucking face.
My favorite time of the year! Presents, presents, presents!
It's like, I really wish Mario would just take this fucker and shove him in a goddamn stump grinder and do everyone a fucking favor. He's so annoying. Well, that tirade was definitely in the Christmas spirit. I'll tell you who doesn't have the Christmas spirit, that piece of shit Toad. He is the most selfish person in this episode, and that includes Koopa Claus, who ruins Christmas.
I can't wait to see Santa. I just know he's got a fabulous present for me.
Early in the episode, this little shit is bequeathed a crappy snowboard from the princess, and he never shuts the fuck up about it.
A snowboard! My snowboard! My present! If that Koopa ruined my board, I'll...
Don't you care if we're all right, Toad?
Well, yeah, but my present...
But what really irks me and makes me angry about this is that Toad is the one who saves the day. And as we will find out, it's done in the most bullshit way possible, considering the way he acts during this entire episode.
We'll never have Christmas again! I'll never get another present!
Anywho, with tirade number 2 done, the episode proceeds through its motions and Koopa is basically thwarted at every step by Mario & Co., including Mario's penis, apparently.
You take the princess and Toad. I'm gonna save Santa with my plumber snake.
Oh wait, he meant an actual plumber snake. I thought he was talking about his wiener. This leads to the climax where Koopa threatens to kill Santa Claus.
One false move and he goes over the cliff. And I got a feeling it won't be such a happy landing, see?
That looks like it would hurt, except 30 seconds later, Mario uses
my plumber snake
to save Santa Claus, and then Koopa falls and doesn't die.
Wait a minute, what about me?
thinking Santa would have been fine, maybe. Oh, and guess what else happens in this episode? Something that happened in the Sonic episode. That's right, a polar bear.
What else can go wrong?
It's like, seriously, did the writers of each of these go to the same well of Christmas ideas? They both have polar bears, snowboards, the main villain adds claws to the end of their names, and they both have a completely useless Santa.
I wonder how long it'll be till the workshop thaws out.
Not in time for me to make my deliveries, that's for sure. There will be no Christmas this year.
And once again, Santa just shuts down and decides that he's too pathetic to do anything. It's like these two particular Santas suck shit, man. Think about the Santa from Nightmare Before Christmas. Did he say Christmas was fucked? No, the guy took Christmas by its big nutsack and saved the fucking day. Now that is a Santa Claus.
I hope there's still time.
To fix Christmas? Of course there is. I'm Santa Claus.
But these two completely useless shit stains, the first hint of trouble, they just shut down and give up. It's like, what a bunch of fucking losers. So, Christmas is in the can, and Santa apparently can't do anything to save it. But you know what does save Christmas? Yeah, I already told you, I know it's Toad. But it's still a load of shit.
Here, Santa, take my snowboard. At least you'll have one present you can give.
Toad, in all my life, I've never seen anyone express the true spirit of Christmas better than you. Toad, your unselfish act fills me with the warm spirit of Christmas.
And it melts Koopa's ice. It's going to be a Merry Christmas after all.
You have got to be joking. Like, this fucking little Toad piece of shit spends the whole episode worrying about his stupid, dumb snowboard.
Don't feel bad, Santa. At least I got my present.
And then, as a convenience job, at like literally the last minute, he decides to hand over his board and that saves Christmas? And Santa's like, that's the best example of the Christmas spirit. Like, really? I'm just completely fucking speechless. I don't know what else to say about this, except it's stupid.
Don't cry, Santa, please.
I'm just so happy.
That was it. That saved Christmas. Santa is still a useless sack of elephant piss, and Toad still sucks. I guess everything's right in the world.
We made it, Santa!
Thanks to you, Toad.
I liked the Sonic one a little bit better. It was a little bit more coherent, and it didn't have Toad. All in all, I do like the Super Mario Super Show a lot. I just didn't like this episode. I don't know. I'm an asshole, I guess. So, till next time, have a happy holidays, or...
Mario Christmas to all, and to all, a good night.
Maybe not that. How about this?
Merry Christmas! Smashing New Year!
Okay, that's worse. We'll give it one more shot.
The whole world will look pretty dark without Christmas.
I guess that's just gonna have to do. Till next time, Merry Christmas.
Bah, Coop on Christmas. Bah, Coop.
Me give you